now it's time for introducing a project which have the ambition, let me say, to give the real feeling of the dance in virtual environment. So I'm very happy and glad to have here with us the colleague from Alterballetto, which is one of the most important, let's see, experience and organization aimed at promoting the dance and creating new, let's say, aesthetics performances in the area of dance. So I'm very happy to have with us Fabio Ferretti, which is a project manager at Alterballetto, and in particular the development of of special projects. And today we have a very special project. So Fabio, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Roberto, and welcome everybody. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Fabio. Welcome. Okay, so I guess that there is now time for showing a video, which is a very quick overview about the experience that you want to present to us, virtual dance for real people. And then we have to make a kind of experience. I will take the role to experience something and you will guide me in this kind of virtual environment. Yeah, so if my colleagues from the backstage agree, we can start with the video.
Il periodo dell'emergenza ci ha spinto o costretto a trovare nuovi modi tradizionali, come può essere lo streaming, già più elaborati artisticamente, come sono le videocreazioni, o addirittura connessi a una ricerca assolutamente innovativa come quella della realtà virtuale.
Quando ci è stata lanciata la sfida tecnologica di utilizzare delle tecnologie di realtà immersiva, abbiamo fatto quello che facciamo di solito, cioè abbiamo indagato tra le tecnologie che potessero essere, come dire, candidabili a questa sfida. Quella della Cinematic VR è stata, a nostro avviso, da subito un'ipotesi interessante.
Ed è una splendida occasione per mostrare questa potenzialità della smaterializzazione del corpo connessa alla separazione tra due dimensioni che fino all'epoca predigitale erano sempre in realtà invece accoppiate, incollate, cioè quella della localizzazione e della presenza.
Provare a far convivere nello stesso spazio il danzatore e lo spettatore e che questa interazione possa essere almeno forte o anche più forte ed emotiva di quella che avviene frontalmente in un teatro.
L'immersività effettivamente in questa formula è una chiave nuova per vivere l'esperienza della fruizione della danza, e lo è sia nel fornirci emozioni forti, allora anche perturbanti, ma anche emozioni, per così dire, più immersive.
Fare un processo di ricerca e di scrittura coreografica nella quale lo spettatore è già integrato ed è già parte della ricerca creativa dell'artista.
Here we are again. So Fabio, thanks for this great video, and which I like the project. So I will leave the floor to you because I have to dress something to take the device and try to let you see and our public see how the system is working. So please say something in while.
All right. All right. Thank you, everybody. It's a real pleasure for me and a real pleasure for us to be here and to make with you this experiment in order to share this experience we create together with Relab and Riot Studio 2, which I have really to say thank you. Some very quick words about who we are. We are a dance production center. We are funded by region Emilia-Romagna and the city of Reggio Emilia and the Italian ministry, and our goal and our main aim is to produce dance, Italian dance, international dance, and present it in the best situation we can. We are based in Reggio Emilia, and what you are going to see, going to experience in this strange and new ways also for us, as the result of more than 1 year of work. Of course, it was something which was thought and created during the very hard time of the beginning of the lockdown, where we were faced to the impossibility of doing our work, of present our shows. We are normally a touring company, so our main company, which is named Alterballetto, normally creates and present more than 150 shows every year. So as you can understand, 1 year ago, we were in the situation of no more presenting any shows. And we need to face this new reality, and we needed to somehow find a solution and think about how, through technology, we could overpass that situation. As you saw in the video that was said by my director and our colleague, we decided not to go for the first and closest solution, as it is the broadcasting. You know, taking one show, broadcasting it, putting on the internet, and making the audience attending it. That is the easiest solution. But as you may understand,
sorry for interrupting you.
All right.
The chance to dress the oculus, the visual, the visors, and I'm in a space. So please guide me. I guess that our public can see.
Okay. So one premise is that normally it is not normal to make a comment on a live performances, especially of a dance performances, because a dance performances normally has an emotional connection, present an emotional connection between the spectators and the artists, the performances. But now I have to do that because this is the situation, and this is an extraordinary, so something not ordinary performances, because it's something which is a performances, but it is not live. Roberto is looking at performances that was the result of the process I was presenting just a while before. So now through an Oculus, through this VR Oculus, Roberto is within a space, a very specific space, particular space. It is a old chemistry, an 18th century chemistry, situated in Ago Fabbrica Culturali, which is like a cultural center in Modena. In this space, which has been quite renovated, now you may see it totally transformed by a scenography, by some set and props, and by a performances, which is happening right now, and Roberto is attending it. So you may see these two beautiful and very talented dancers named Kasia Venkoichea and Annemieke Moji, who are dancing, and Roberto is experiencing a totally different and uncommon situation for a spectator. The live performances is normally and very basically understood as something that happens now and here. So in a space and in a very specific moment. And this situation, this specificity brings on that emotional level, here we are, through the eyes of Roberto. And this specificity, I was saying, is the one that creates this emotional connection between the spectator and the artist. But now, as you can see, it may exist the here, the space. Roberto is through the Oculus in a space, this old chemistry. Of course, this is not happening. So there is not now happening. This performance was recorded through a cinematic VR camera, was recorded once, and was recorded 3 months ago, and it was created by Diego Tortelli, who is a very talented and young choreographer resident in the in our space in Dance Foundation Reggio Emilia. And he created this choreography, bearing in mind to have the spectator inside the stage. So the main experiment we worked on during this year was to change the perspective, to change the relationship between the spectator and the artist. No more the spectator is seated comfortably in an auditorium, is in a distance, so looking from 15, 20 meters away what is happening on the stage. But in these performances, the spectator is inside the stage, and the performances is created thinking on that, thinking on about the presence of the spectator within the stage. So this you are looking at is the third experiment we did during this year. We created this kind of recorded and video performances. I was saying that these performances was the third we created after some experiment. And we decided step by step to get into this immersive experience that could bring the spectator within the stage, within the scene, in order to have again that emotional feeling I was speaking at the beginning. So as I can say, this virtual dance for real people wants to create a different experience, experience of a live show, which is not live, no more live, but can belong after a live show. That was the result we got to 1 year ago when we started to work on this. How the technology can help the live arts and the live performances to create something different and to exploit it, to make it bigger somehow. We decided to take this kind of route, this kind of way, and we tried to have the idea of, okay, now we can't do the live show. We could do the live show again after the lockdown, and it would be a long process, step by step, small audience, maybe getting bigger step by step. At once, we will need to disseminate much more our live performance, and this is a result. This is a possible answer. So having one trace that can belong after a live show. This is what virtual dance for real people try to answer, and at the same time, it tried to create a different experience for the spectator, which is always a spectators. This is something very important I want to underline. We do not want, we do not aim in this moment to modify the relationship we have between the artist and the spectator. Not because it's not fair, but it's something that we believe that in the artistic creation, the artist makes a first proposition, the spectators need to trust in it, need to accept it. He can also refuse it, but he can somehow trust in it, and he can choose or not this kind of proposition. So we want to propose the same in a parallel, the same model also for this experience. So the spectator makes the spectators. So he looks at, he moves, he chooses the point of view, he sees something that normally comfortably seated in auditorium he could not see. So he has an augmented experience, but definitely he remains a spectator. He doesn't become a gamer somehow. I'm not saying that tomorrow, in another moment, we could not get to that possibility, but making the spectator becoming a gamers could mean also that the spectator can somehow modify the performances. And so this is another level of creation we haven't got to yet. So thank you very much for listening at me and attending also this mutual experience, also thanks to Roberto. And if there are any questions, here I am to answer it.
Fabio, I'm very, very thankful to you and to the colleagues that are working in this experience. And I hope to have done well in making the role of the spectator. But I really hope that the people have a chance to see what I have seen that has been a very, let's say, immersive and let's say, being part of the body experience event and scenario. So thanks again, Fabio. Just some questions, I guess, from the public. From myself, I have just one for you, which is the following. As a, let's say, a kind of dance designer team, in a way, let's say, how is in using these technologies solution the most enabling element for making the body part of the experience, even in a virtual experience?
Well, actually, I'm not sure to have an answer about that, but I'll try, of course. The body, of course, is the main character of any of our experiment, and the relationship between body and technology is a very wide field. Of course, you know it better than me for sure. What we can do from our perspective is to try to cross some borders. We have some comfortable borders we have in the artistic creation process, where in the normality, the artist creates for a very specific space, in a very specific rules, in a context quite precise, where everybody has its own role. Technology can create a very interesting, but also, to be careful, somehow new situation, because through technology you can change any kind of these rules and a lot of point of view. So our first aim is to make also creators. I'm not actually a creator, I'm a manager of this process. So our work is to bring somehow the choreographers and the designers to work for the technology and together with the technology, making the body getting in dialogue with the possibilities that technology can offer us. So this is something we can put as a future objective or future goal.
Yeah, thank you, Fabio. I just realized how difficult was this question, but you did great. So thank you very much for giving us this as well. So question from the public, Andrea, the floor is yours.
Tough question coming from the public for you. As the performance we just attended has the potential to convey such strong emotions, do you think there are other kind of artistic performances other than dance where this approach could be applied successfully?
Yeah, for sure. Yes, for sure. The only problem with, I mean, it's not a problem, it's just an observation, I can say, with artistic creation is that, artistic creation and technology is that you have always to bear in mind that to get in touch, which is to the audience perspective. I mean, I see lots of very interesting performances, artistic performances, maybe theater, maybe music, other dance. Of course, maybe dance is easier because there's body, there's not the spoken language that can be a barrier somehow, or music can be extraordinary also in connection with the virtual reality or other technology tools. The only problem is that sometimes you can get too far away from the audience. I don't know if you follow me. I mean, sometimes you can create something extraordinary, but the audience is not ready for that. You mean? Our audience is, as I said a lot of time, is normally used to be seated in an auditorium. It's not sure that the audience in general is prepared, is already prepared now in 2021 to be somehow totally involved in an emotionally advanced creation. This test we did, these performances we created, was very important to be presented to the audience, because finally we got a first reaction to the audience and we discovered lots of very interesting things. One for all, audience is not prepared to wear Oculus. I mean, we saw lots of people wearing an Oculus and not moving heads for 7 minutes. Even if the performance is created in order that the audience have to move the head in order to follow the dancers, but the audience is stuck because they don't know what to do. So they ask, maybe, am I supposed to move my head to follow the performance? Can I do that? So this means that there's somehow a lack of basic grammar of using technology and proposing technology in the art. Some museums do that and do that through extraordinary propositions, but for the live performances, you can find maybe some incredible visual shows with projection and immersive tools, and then but at the same time you have the audience who is not moving its head wearing an Oculus. So we have to take in mind this.
Maybe not only that, it looks like that we are kind of reversing the paradigm that we started in the 60s, 70s, where artists wanted to keep in touch with the public and they get toward the public. Now it looks like the technology is habilitating us to get the public coming toward the artist, the other way. Maybe just following up with your observation about the readiness of the public is that maybe that we are entering a phase where we get room for multiple publics, not only the static one that will keep on attending physical places, as theaters and other physical places will be disrupted from that. So it's not only one scenario for all. It's just bringing diversity for opportunities and multiple audiences.
That's for sure. I was somehow getting just a bigger example, but you are totally right. What I was saying before was the result of the first test we had with Meridiana just 2 weeks ago. As exactly you said, the diversity is very wide. I mean, you have lots of audience not moving his neck or his head, but at the same time, you have other people who wants more, who wants to know more and wants to do more. So they expect maybe to have a much more interaction than the one we propose to. So the spectrum is really wide. I'm totally agree.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Fabio. Thank you, Andrea, for the question and the debate. And thanks again for your great experience that you show with us. So
thank you very much to everybody. And
have a great day and stay with us. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.